The best strategy that you could ever have is click a mouse anytime and you make money anytime. But this sounds impossible. So the next best thing is click a mouse at a very specific time to make money, which sounds also impossible. The next best thing after that is click a mouse after a specific pattern forms at a specific level after a specific signal at a specific time. That covers the simplest strategy that we are going to talk about in this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Let's do this. And so the first signal that we are going to cover is the weekly signal, which is a failed breakout. Now, a failed breakout occurs when we have a high of the week in place, and then price breaks out of that high and closes back inside of the range. So let's use the example of Euro GBP. Yesterday we got a beautiful setup. So we have Monday setting the high and the low of the week here. This is the high of the week. This is the low of the week. On Tuesday, price breaks out and then it closes back inside of the range, which gives us a failed breakout. A failed breakout, when it occurs at the high of the week, it is a signal to sell. And if it occurs at the low of the week, it is a signal to buy. That covers the weekly signal and knowing where the market is headed. Now, after you know where the week is headed, the next signal is the daily signal. And the daily signal is a breakout of the high of the day. However, how do we know exactly where the high of the day is? So, step one is time. For Asia, we want to be trading between 9 and 11 p.m. New York time. And then for London, we want to be trading between 3 and 5 a.m. And then for New York, we want to be trading between 9 and 11 a.m. All this is New York time. So for example, on this day we were buying. And so if we were buying in the London session, we just draw our timing window from 3 to 5. From 3 to 5. And then we can easily identify the high and the low of the day simply by just drawing the highest point price has reached that day before the session begins, and the lowest point price has reached that day before the session begins. This is our high of the day, this is our low of the day. And if we are buying, the signal that we want to see is a breakout of that low. So if we want to buy low, we are looking for a breakout. And we can see that we have this breakout at exactly 3 to 3:15. Once we see the breakout, now we can move on to the specific pattern that we are looking for. And the specific pattern we are looking for is a head and shoulders pattern. Now, the head and shoulders pattern can form anywhere. And so we need to give this head and shoulders pattern characteristics. Number one, it needs to be very clear with a neckline. So the neckline is very clear. Number two, it needs to be more than 30 minutes in formation. So the time it takes for it to complete the first shoulder to the last shoulder is more than 30 minutes. So we can see that after the breakout, we got this left shoulder, we got this head, and then we had the right shoulder forming. This is a very clear head and shoulders pattern that first of all has a very clear neckline. Second of all, it has taken more than 30 minutes. It took almost an hour to set up. And so this is a very high quality setup. And the moment we break that neckline, then that is our entry long for our stops to be put below the previous shoulder, and then we target a risk reward ratio of 1:2. Simple. And that is how that played out. So this is a very simple way of analyzing the markets and being in a position to make money trading. And if you'd like to learn more about this strategy, check the link in the description. And if you got value from today's video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.